Okay, I feel like what I'm what I'm losing faith in as a person is all the years I've built up certain repetitious patterns that they've led me into the hands of the wrong people. Does that make sense? Right. Okay. So, what I'm scared of is like so many people have been refusing to live within patterns that they would agree with, that they would feel like decent with, and they change their patterns in like this non-childhood way. And I want to really break that down, and that's the point of what I want to talk about when it comes to nostalgia with repetitious patterns. Do you remember getting up for school every morning? Depending on your situation, this might be like, oh, a family was moving every 6 months. I never had that experience. Like, we're going typical here because like we got to just do it that way to make everybody feel we're on the same page. You remember going to school every morning, and depending on the type of school that you had, depending on the type of environment that you were coming home from, that you were leaving, the type of environment that you were coming to school with from home, the type of shows you watched, your morning routine, it sets you up for a certain part of the day. I think we can all agree that at some point or another that happened. Okay. How would you possibly expect a generation that is born on the idea of loyalty to that system, the idea of loyalty to those routines, to all of a sudden be able to break them without absolutely shattering them as people? Now, this could I could pull this all the way back. I could go all the way back with it. And I could say that I'm just like talking about people who you would consider to be fake, but we're trying to make this a little deeper than like most people would make it. I don't know. This edible is crazy, yo. Mom turned on VH1 to wake me up in the mornings, and I'd wake up to songs and be less grumpy. Yo, I remember. Okay, so here we go. We're not gonna do the I remember trip here because there is a logical point. Y'all know me. I plan my streams out. I feel like I feel like when you break patterns with people, they're reminded that life is not infinite. If that makes sense. Like life isn't comfortable all the time. And I fathom that sometimes people who have gone through the worst trauma are more accepting to be dead outside of their worldview, because every time they open up there's like this element of you haven't matured enough to handle the thing I'm trying to give you. You're not you did like this you're not I'm not asking you to sit down and like, slob me. I'm asking you to treat me with a little respect. And I feel like what we what we used to gather from our childhood experiences were things that were set up for us. Your friends at school, you had to go to school. At least that's what you were told. You had to go to school. So it wasn't like you wasn't going to be at a place that's like a job where you meet people who you like. You give nobody time, you give them homework, you give them routines, you give them bed by this. You might have a kid. We haven't even begun to talk about kids with ADHD, let alone any type of mental illness at all. It makes situations become inauthentic to you, if that makes sense. And people who have gone through that trauma of facing those people who have made those mistakes over and over and over and over and over again. And for those of you on Instagram Live, you can't hear what we're listening to, so you should definitely pop over to the Twitch because the music is bumping. But this is a good segment, and I wanted you guys to hear it. I have this incessant belief that being authentic is like the only thing that people use as a weapon against other people nowadays. like me telling you how I feel. I'm doing the Stoner Cast bites tonight, and yes, you do need to reschedule me. How's Friday? Are you on? Are you doing it? I'm here. Anyway, um I I just I got this incessant belief that like being uncutthroat and like I'm losing my socialist morals. That's what I'm trying to get at. Nostalgia made me lose my socialist morals. No, that's absolutely not what we're talking about. That is a joke. But I'm losing my sense of like, have we all as people not lost enough? Does that make sense? Is that clear? Oh, that's the chat. God damn it. I saw the blue line and I was like, oh my god, did my camera glitch or something? I feel like people don't want to hear real shit no more. Like I feel like what we what we think we know, we just realized we don't know. The whole world opened up, a bunch of information came down, some people processed it, some people like I have had 161 people die since March of 2020. It does not matter if it was from coronavirus or not. I have to be numb to death. There are not enough days in my life to process the grief of all of them. When my father passes away, it's probably gonna knock the whole fucking tower down. We'll see what the fuck happens. Nostalgia. Why are we bringing that up in the middle of this? How are we trying to connect the two? Watch how we fly. Watch how we flow. Even in your most traumatic situations, you knew that there was a comfort that you felt going through it because you knew you were learning how to play the game. Trauma bonding, you know what this is. But think about the cost of things. Think about the cost of things right now. You remember putting 25 cents in the arcade and playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2? If you don't, you didn't have the experience I had. If you never played on a cabinet, you didn't have the experience I had. You don't know how to make that community build like that. All of that's gone. What do you do for all those people who are still sitting there trying to reclaim that era of the time where things were just a little bit better for them? Because it got stolen. It got stolen because people want to fuck with the vision, bro. People want to fuck with the vision and I don't get it. I don't understand why we let go of the routines we had as children. Because then I feel like your thoughts were confined and you just never got to be yourself because you had to deal with authority figures and power structures while you were developing an entire ego and an entire, finishing the brain stem of growth. And it's like I can attribute every single bad action that's happened to me. And it's like, I don't wish these people bad. But like then the bad actions keep happening and I keep hearing in my head, you're gonna be great, you're gonna be amazing, but like I can't solve that issue on my own, but I could solve it when it's somebody else and it's somebody else because I'm used to that. Patterns. How do you discuss what you're feeling? Are you ready to be able to I see mad at my friends getting married and none of them hitting me up for wedding photos. That should be beyond the question of a doubt. Like, why are you asking that question? But then I work the weddings I work, and people are like, you're gonna be great. I'm recommending you. And, the regular business shit that happens. Brought that up to say, I would never hold that connection between two people like that. Like, yo, you didn't hit me up for wedding photos. That shit is like a weak link, right? Directly doing something to me though, when my antithesis is to sit here in this chair and entertain tens, hundreds, thousands of people a fucking night, and it's like I feel like when you move funny, I feel like I remember being that kid again and being told you can't speak on it. Cause even if you tried, it's yeah, they're not there yet. They ain't had the punch yet. And it's like, what in this world didn't give us the punch? Oh, you can't return to your old ways. We want to go back to the old. I can't believe people said, yo, oh my God, we have to return to normal. The pandemic is making it. We have to return to normal. There was never normal. Nothing was ever normal. Humanity existing as its state is currently does not make sense. That shit is a million times like butterfly effect. Everything matters. Therefore, nothing matters. Everything that you do in life, everything that you profess to everyone has a ripple effect whether you want to believe it or not. All I'm saying is like, and I think I posted this on Twitter. Like, if you gonna move funny, don't advocate for me in the same breath. Don't remind me that like systems don't work because they're just told not to work. I'm seeing people starving on the street. I'm seeing people like needing real services, always posting GoFundMe's, constantly in threat of getting evicted. I'm seeing so much stuff, and it's like, it is hard to know privilege and still want more, especially growing up poor. Now, I don't think I was ever like poor in the sense that like, but yeah, no, I've definitely increased my standard of living since I was a child. So we're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go on with that one. And shove like Ryan Sheckler. Put out a hit if I don't text her. Say it till I makes the next cut. Get some the next out of all my girls. Remember the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet thing. If you didn't have access to one of those, you grew up different. If you had access to that plus more other inactivities, you grew up different. I get it. Other people grow up different from other people, but we all had the chained experience of being able to be knowledgeable of each other's existence. What I'm confused about is, why would you play with that? But suddenly I can no longer talk about my struggles because I have nice things. Exactly. And okay, so put the pieces together, everybody, since we're all still here, we're all still banging. This is like a crazy ass thing I'm doing from that camera to this camera. Shit's wild. I feel like you done forgot reward systems. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like. You done trained yourself repetitively that those who you mimic, those who you treat as equal, deserve equal treatment. And I feel like at the age that most of my audience is at, it's about, at some point, this pandemic, you forgot justice. Like you can't possibly be telling me. You can't possibly be telling me that treating individuals outside of your like, you can't tell me that's not intentional at this point. And my thing is when I think back to, getting ready to go to my after school center and I'm walking down the block and Sorry, let me reverse this. I'm thinking about leaving my after school center. It's like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I think he ended around there. Sometimes my dad would want me to come home earlier. And right when that sun was setting during those summer months, right at that August, it's the school energy, that fall, nice chill through the hot air is coming through type shit. It feels orange. I am the only person, and I want also everybody here to listen to me. Yes, I'm looking directly at you. Yes, my Instagram audience. Hi, it's nice to meet you. You probably don't know who I am. I am the Paradigm Shift. Most of you know me as Triforce Studios. We're gonna have to get rid of that. People's is playing with the name too much. It's gone. I'm not even gonna explain it to y'all. It's some bullshit, but whatever. Yo, I I don't I don't know why I'm able to explain colors. But I know that like when I was a kid, people did shit up front to me. Like like the pain of just knowing that you've gone through enough that you can recognize shit, that's painful in itself. And I'm gonna yet again go right back to going home from the after school center, and I just remember how the block felt. I remember how the block felt. I don't know how the block feel no more. Now you might say, well, you grew up, you went places, you lived other places, da da da, this and that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I go outside and I feel like some of the people I've involved myself with have been so much of a waste of time that I can't get that serotonin. I can't get that kick. It don't feel like Mega Man Battle Network 2. Yeah, Battle Network 2 or 3. It don't feel like linking up for DS battles. It don't feel like meeting up at McDonald's and getting two items off the dollar menu. It don't feel like hanging out with friends. It don't feel like that. And it's troublesome because like I spent so much time with y'all. I spent so much time out of my life, and yet like I can still get those relationships that I've had before that have been, longer standing, but we have lives. If I'm trying to divide my time between my four homies and like eight people I might need to network with at some time because it's always good to have other friends, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? What are you supposed to do? And it feels like, many people just growing up not fucking learning that shit. Now you might say I'm linking so many things together. Make a thread of it, okay? You want me to paint out the picture? You just got in, you're just showing up. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, let's try this. I think that we and when I say we, I really fucking mean the people I know. The people I know. This is a consistent problem across all veins of life. People are unaware that sometimes the universal truth is you just fucked up. Like that's it. It's there's so many things that you can't control, and I'm watching my friends drop like dead, just drop. And it's like people are extracting like the world is normal type. I'm just gonna do what I'm going to do because that's what I want to do. And it's like that's not some evil ass shit. Exactly. Destigmatize opening up to your homies and then nobody talk about it. And then nobody talk about it because that shit considered corny. That shit considered whack. For my people on the Instagram audience, you can't hear the music we listening to. So this might be just like a radio show. You're like, oh my God, why is he talking so much? Why is he on the I'm on the beat, bro. Like it don't matter. It's like, and then you want to create your own identity, and when you try to stand up for yourself, and that repetitive pattern kicks in. I haven't had my cornflakes. I haven't watched Digimon in the morning. I haven't seen an episode of Saved by the Bell since I was like 16. I remember every episode. I could just look it up again, but I want new things. I want new things. I want Zach Morris is trash. Didn't he even start doing that? That he didn't even stop doing that. That's the thing we gotta watch on stream. Yes, I have never watched an episode of Zach Morris is trash on stream. I used to watch that all the time. We can absolutely jam that. Look at that, more content. That's what I'm talking about. Nostalgia. Like you want this patterned existence, but you treat people like you just could. Like you just thank you for your I appreciate you too. Of course, Jason. Of course, Jason. For sure, for sure. Yes, yes, sir. Thank you for coming through. We are definitely good. I am on Instagram Live and on Twitch trying to explain the link between nostalgia and the way people move funny, because I guess this is part 2 of that thing. But like repetitive patterns of growth. And it's like, do you not think that has happened to me before? Do you not think somebody has not treated me like that before? Like, do you not... Are you like not aware that I am a person too? I hate that I have to reconfigure how I think about life because I am involving myself with people who just don't have that cross-sectional, like, and the people who think they do don't, and the people who know they don't definitely know what they're doing. And it's like there are only but so many people, but those people have their own lives, and they're not like, they got kids, they got married. You know, I'm like I said, I'm with the hobnobbers. You know, I wouldn't call them hobnobbers, but like people I grew natural relationships with who also had goals and ambitions. And it's like, like when I'm in the room, I know for a fact I've been in some rooms where even though the tax bracket was above me, I control the energy of that room. I walk into a building, I control the energy of that building. It gets crazy. It gets crazy. And there's a reason for that. Because some people have that. And I'm bothered that, like, why would you take that person that clearly got that and do what you're doing to them and then like gaslight me into thinking it's not happening? Like, if I could convince people by just telling a story to pick a side, you don't think that that's like powerful? And I never do that. I never set anyone up for a situation in which they have to guess my motives. But I have, with honesty, had to guess so many people's fucking motives over the last couple years. And I thought maybe it was the damage of the damage of the pandemic, and I was willing to chalk it up to that. But like when people give you explanations, and you sitting there and you're like, and this goes definitely into Twitch politics as a whole. when you say something to me and it's like, are we not adults? Do you think this works still? It's not you, it's me. Like, that don't work. We're literally at that point already. As Easy to Block Captain said to Chess, don't get me to that point. Cause at that point, I don't need to think about it. Cause I'm at that point. I already thought about it. Like, I already thought about it. Being neurodivergent and being able to see social patterns, like, I already thought about it. And then being here with you guys, and it's like, my a portion of my life is recorded to the permanent internet, and somehow people still rolling and rocking with me like shit. So it leads me to the final point. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that very much. I don't know why it didn't come up in the chat. That's weird. It didn't come up. Oh, there it is. That alert will definitely go off. Heavily appreciate it. Heavily appreciate it. Oh, this is Mastodon. You motherfucker. Yo, I'm done talking about this shit, yo, because if you listening and you tuned out, you wasn't vibing with the gang. Like, I promise you, you're gonna vibe with what we doing on Twitch. Thank you for watching on Instagram. Fuck with it, like, y'all already know what the vibe is. I'm the next king of Twitch. I'm your best videographer. I'm one of the top videographers in New York City. I'm one of the top photographers. Come hit me up. Let's get some work done. Stop sleeping on a brother. My rates are in the description or bio, or hit me up in the DMs for it. You already know what it is. I'm tired of explaining shit. Let me finish this. Sorry, guys, on the Twitch. I'm recording this as well for YouTube. YouTube, what's up? I'm out. You already know what it is, bro. I'm probably going to continue this conversation because I have a date with Destiny. I have a date with Destiny in a few minutes. And by Destiny, I mean I'm going to be on Stonercast Bites. And I am snapped. And if you want to come join us and actually be a part of the ship, do me a favor, go subscribe or come through to the stream, twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. Please let Twitch know to give me back my username. I hate the underscores. I was trying to do it like a weird way or whatever, but it doesn't fucking work. And I'll see you in the next one, baby.